In my last video, I had just turned off of a downwind course and was heading back upwind on a starboard tack and moving pretty good, and that's where we pick up with this video. So I'm sailing here with a single reef and a number 4 jib, which is an 80% jib. And the winds, had picked up, but very variable. So a few gusts coming through. Still moving pretty good. And right now, basically, I'm heading into the cove where the marina is located. So, as the winds had picked up, I had been sailing kind of just in front of the marina, basically across the lake back and forth. So here I bear away onto a beam reach. And still moving pretty good. Beam reach is of course the fastest point of sail. So yeah, moving at 4.2 knots. And then we get a lull. So the boat slows down quite a bit, and again, still just heading into the cove where the marina is located. So here I'm entering the no wake zone in front of the boat launch in the marina, and of course, right as I'm about to do my tack to head back out across the lake, the winds pick up again. And you can see some of the unsettled weather that's to the south here that's basically causing the variable winds. So I do my tack and then head back across the lake on a port tack. So sailing close hauled and moving pretty good. So here I move forward a little bit to adjust my weight as the winds pick up. Grab the main sheet just in case of a gust. And of course, I'm looking down the lake, so I'm looking for gusts and, changes in the wind, any of those, dark spots, anything that would indicate what's coming at me. So, a couple good gusts here. Another good gust. It doesn't look like it, but I'm moving really well at 5.1 knots. So wind definitely picking up here. And still on that same port tack, just fast forward a couple minutes. You can see I'm just getting hit by gust after gust. And then a really big gust comes through. And I put the rail in the water. So I have the option to either release the main sheet or pinch into the wind. And so I decide to pinch, but then I have to be really careful as I bear back away. I just want to gain a little boat speed, but I don't want to bear away too far because, of course, the sails are set for close hauled sailing, and if I go into a beam reach, then, the boat's going to heel like crazy. So release the mainsail and bear away. And notice how much the boat heels when I'm trying to release the jib sheet. So back onto a beam reach, moving really good at 5.4 knots. So I bear away onto a downwind course, and that's, kind of my strategy when the winds get very unpredictable and very gusty. A lot of times I like to sail downwind just because that, reduces the apparent wind since you're moving with the wind. It just kind of calms things down, it gets the boat back under control, and then it'll give you a few minutes to figure out, what the wind's doing, or, if it's just a brief uptick in wind, let it blow through. But, it just gives me a break and lets me kind of figure out what my next move is. So you can see I'm looking behind me, looking for gusts coming, trying to see what is going on upwind. And so it's really picked up. I'm moving at 5.1 knots on a broad reach. So moving really good downwind. And again, looking back, trying to figure out what's coming at me. And I'm also looking at this point, so I'm getting close to shore, getting close to a couple islands, and I'm looking for a good break where I can do my jibe. Still moving really good downwind. So I decided to do my jibe as the winds calm down just for a minute. And of course, as I pull in the sail, the boat wants to go to port, right? It wants to go onto like a close hauled course. So you got to fight that a little bit, but keep the boat in control. Bring the stern real slowly across the wind. And then let the sail out to get onto that starboard tack. And so I'm on a broad reach on a starboard tack, and then I start prepping the boat to go back upwind. so at this point, the boat is overpowered, right? So I've got a single reef, and I'm really looking for an opportunity to put in my second reef. But, I don't have room to go hove to here because I'm close to the shore and some of these islands. And so again, I head into the cove where the marina is because it's a little bit protected. So I'm going to do my next tack in that cove is my plan right now. And so the winds have really picked up. I've got the mainsail out pretty far. It's getting backwinded by the head sail. I'd really like to release the head sail a little bit, but as you saw in that previous adjustment, the boat heeled over pretty hard when I was adjusting the jib sheet. And so right now, with the boat so overpowered, I just decided to leave it where it is and kind of let the main flap a little bit. Yeah, so here the main is really flapping, and it pains me to hear and see that, but I just got to get back across the lake and suffer through it for a little bit. And I'm watching what's going on upwind to see what's coming at me and looking for a break or a lull. So things start to calm down, and I'm getting closer to that cove. So things have calmed down a little more, can pull in the mainsail a little bit. Moving really well. So I'm in the cove of the marina and doing my tack onto a port tack. And so what I need the head sail on the starboard side so that I can pull it in real tight, and then I got to bring the bow back around, do another tack onto a starboard tack so that I can go hove to on a starboard tack. And so now I'm just going to sail on this port tack for a little bit and get back out of that cove to create that space to go hove to. And again, the winds, pick up pretty good. And so, I always want to be on a starboard tack when I'm hove to because all my reefing gear is all on the starboard side. And so, when I'm sitting up on the cabin top, I want to be on the high side, not on the low side, especially in heavy wind. So here I tighten up the head sail and prepare to go hove to. And so what I like to do is kind of keep the boat pointed straight into the wind instead of bringing it around, just because that really slows it down, slows down the momentum. And then when you kind of lose rudder control, that's when the bow comes across, and then you just move the rudder to the other side. And so now I'm hove to on that starboard tack and putting in my second reef. I'm also going to take the opportunity to take a little break, get a drink. And so I'm going to continue sailing with now a double reefed main, and that's where I'm going to leave it for this week.